Hey guys, Quackers Spooks here. Happy Halloween. And we're here to do another set of NFL predictions. This time it's week number 9. So the Halloween game we have for tonight is the Houston Texans taking on the New York Jets. I am going to go with the Texans. They're currently the Jets are just bad. Their offense is just not good at all. And, I'm not happy with, the outcome. They're 2-6. So what do you do at that point? It's just another failed season for the New York Jets. And they fired Robert Saleh in the beginning of the year, or a few weeks ago. As for the Texans, they've been thriving. I mean, they escaped a win against Indy, but they got the win nonetheless. So they're 6-2. So this puts them at 7-2, and the Jets 2-7. The New Orleans Saints take on the Carolina Panthers. Both of these teams have losing streaks, but I am going to go with the New Orleans Saints over the Panthers. The Panthers do not have an offense, and their defense is not good either. They lost Derek Brown to injury too, so it's just been difficult for Carolina fans. So I am going with the New Orleans Saints. They will snap their 6-game win streak and will be 3-6. As for the Panthers, they will be 1-8. So just not a good season for the Panthers. The Washington Commanders take on the New York Giants. I am going to go with the Commanders. The Giants are bad. I don't want to talk about that 2-point conversion because it's a waste of my time. What the hell were they thinking? No, seriously. What the hell were they thinking? They didn't need to go for 2. They could have just taken the extra point. But no, you had to come up with a conservative play call in which you have 5 linemen blocking, including Devin Singletary, 5 against 1, and that one just zooms in front of the blockers, and they're not even paying attention to Alex Highsmith. It's not even. That's just peak Giants right there. I don't know how to describe it. It's just peak Giants. But anyways, I'm going with the Commanders. They will be 7-2, and the Giants will be 2-7. So not a good season for the Giants, and I think Brian Daboll's out after this year. The Miami Dolphins take on the Buffalo Bills. I am going to go with the Bills. I know that the Dolphins played well against the Cardinals, but it's still not. I think the Bills sweep the season series. The rest of the AFC East is trash, including the Miami Dolphins. They're currently 2-5, and I don't see them getting any better. But I think Tua will make it competitive unless he gets hurt again. But But I am picking the Buffalo Bills. They will be 7-2, and for the Dolphins, they will be 2-6. The Los Angeles Chargers take on the Cleveland Browns. I am actually going with the Los Angeles Chargers. They are currently 4-3, and they beat a bad Panthers team. Actually, no, they played the Saints. They played the Saints. I think they already played the Panthers, though. Could be wrong. But I am going with the Chargers. And I know the Browns won, and they had a pretty good game against Baltimore, which kind of surprised me. I think Baltimore got in their own way, and that's how they lost the game. Kyle Hamilton had a chance to seal the game with a pick, but, he dropped it. So, Yeah. Anyways, I'm going with the Chargers. This puts the Browns at 2-7, and for the Chargers, this puts them at 5-3. The New England Patriots take on the Tennessee Titans. I initially had the Titans for this game, but I switched it this morning because, yeah, the Titans are not any good. And neither is New England, but they just came off a win. So I think they're going to beat Tennessee in their own turf, and, Mason Rudolph is not good. I don't know how that guy ended up getting a start, but, well, yeah, because Will Levis is hurt, so, and he's not any better, so, it's kind of difficult to, assess. And Jacoby Brissett actually played well against the Jets last week. So I could totally see him doing the same thing against the Titans this weekend. So, anyways, I'm going with the Patriots. This will put them at 3-6. The Titans 1-7. The Dallas Cowboys take on the Atlanta Falcons. I am actually going with Atlanta. I know the last time these two teams played, I think it was like 2022, but the time before that was 2020. This was when the NFC East had to play the NFC South. And the Falcons had a lead in the game, and they choked it away with Dan Quinn and Thomas Dimitroff as the head coach and GM duo. And, yeah, it was just not good for Atlanta. But anyways, I'm going to go with the Falcons. They actually look better. They are 5-3. They are currently leading the NFC South. And I could totally see them actually making the playoffs. At this point, well, 5-3, you gotta win more games to make the playoffs, but I just think it's halfway through the season, so but I am going with the Falcons. This puts them at 6-3, and the Cowboys 3-5. So not a good year for Dallas. They'd have to win their next 9 in order to get to their 12-5 streak. But I don't see that happening this season. The Las Vegas Raiders take on the Cincinnati Bengals. I am going to go with the Bengals. I know that they lost to Philadelphia, and that was expected because they have a good offense. But against the Raiders, yeah, I think the Bengals will show off. I think the Bengals would be great against the Raiders. So, anyways, I am going to go with the Cincinnati Bengals. This puts them at 4-5. And as for the Raiders, they will be 2-7. So yeah, another failed season for Las Vegas. The Denver Broncos take on the Baltimore Ravens. I am going to go with the Ravens for this game. I know that the Broncos have been playing well, and it's just... And the Ravens are coming off a loss against Cleveland, but I think that it'll be at their home. It'll be in Baltimore. And, I think it'll be a good game, but I think the Ravens come up with the win. So, the Ravens will be 6-3, and the Broncos will be 5-4. The Chicago Bears take on the Arizona Cardinals. I'm going to go with the I'm going with the Bears for this one. I know that they lost on a really freaky Hail Mary to the Commanders, but this is the Cardinals. I don't think Chad Bryman can get a game-winning field goal 3 games in a row. And that's just my opinion. And as for the Bears, they're a good team. I think they just need a lot more to happen, because I think the NFC North is actually pretty good this year. They need to have a winning season, otherwise Matt Eberflus is fired. So, and no, I don't think the team has ever said that. I just think that if they don't succeed this year, Matt Eberflus is out. So, I am going to go with the Chicago Bears. This puts them at 5-4. No, 5-3, because they have had their bye week. And as for the Arizona Cardinals, they will be 4-5. The Jacksonville Jaguars take on the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Jacksonville is not good this year. So, and as for Philadelphia, they had a pretty good win against Cincy, and I think they're going to do it again against Jacksonville. This is a much easier opponent than the Bengals, too. So, and it is officially 6 o'clock, and an hour and a half from now, Quacker Spooks will be gone, and I'll be Turkey's Clocks until Thanksgiving. So, that's just, it is officially 6 o'clock, just to clarify. Anyways, I'm going with the Eagles over the Jaguars, and this will put them at 5-3, and the Jags will be 2-7. The Los Angeles Rams take on the Seattle Seahawks. I don't remember who I picked for this one. I think I picked Seattle, but I'm not exactly sure. I have to double check. I think I picked the Seahawks. I just need to be 100% sure. Yep, I ended up picking the Seahawks for this game. I had to double check. The Rams have had a pretty good skid. I mean, they're currently 3-4, but you know. And the Seahawks aren't that great either, but I think the Seahawks win this game because it's in Lumen. So, I am picking the Seahawks over the Rams. This puts them at 5-4, and the Rams 3-5. The Detroit Lions take on the Green Bay Packers. I'm going to go with the Detroit Lions. I believe I picked the Detroit Lions for this game. Yeah, I did. I picked the Lions to beat the Packers. Packers have had a pretty good year, but I think the Lions win the NFC North again. So, I'm going with the Lions. This puts them at 7-1, and the Packers will be 6-3. The Indianapolis Colts take on the Minnesota Vikings. I'm actually going to go with Minnesota. The Colts haven't been good, and neither have the Vikings, apparently. But I think the Vikings have a chance to win. This is a primetime game. This is Sunday Night Football. And I think, yeah, the Minnesota Vikings can pull this off. And I know they have Sam Darnold as their QB, but the Colts have had... I might reconsider since, I don't know. I don't think I should reconsider my pick for Colts Vikings because Joe Flacco is a good backup, but sometimes you can't finish off games. And that's kind of why I picked the Vikings. So I am picking the Vikings. This will put them at 6-2, and the Colts 4-5. And last but not least, Monday Night Football, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers taking on the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm going to go with my Kansas City Chiefs. They are currently 7-0, and they will be 8-0. They will be the only undefeated team once again. And the Buccaneers, they have had a skid as of late. They're currently 4-4, so this puts them at 4-5. So we will see how the games line up. I went 11-5 in week 8, so that puts me at a total of 79 games right, 44 games wrong. So 123 games have played, and 15 more are coming this week. So that's 138 games. So we're getting close to the halfway point of the season. I've gotten 79 correct so far. Anyways, we'll see you guys next week. I'll make another video here in a minute about the month of November, and we'll see you guys next week when we cover week 10.